Here I am trimming the apple cuttings from pruning. I could just drive down to the recycling with it all and dump it. Recycling place is about 3 miles away. I think it's somehow mad to use petrol in the car to get rid of wood. I'm kind of doing a double waste really. Not because I'm tight about the price of petrol, but I just don't like wasting it, and you could say I'm wasting my time here doing this, and in the end I'll have enough wood for about an hour's fire. If you take into consideration 10-minute drive to the recycling place and back, and all the work that's going in to make the petrol and make the car, you'll probably find out it works out the same if you just measure the amount of work you're doing. And me sitting here having a rest, cutting these bits of wood up. When you've got a nice pair of Velcros, it's quite pleasurable to chop these little bits up. That's one thing I've learned, is always buy the best quality tools you can afford, because you can, well, these clippers, for example, I bought these 25 years ago when I was working as a landscape gardener, and they're still clipping strong, still working well. And I could have bought a pair for €5, or maybe a pair for €1 in the €1 shop. That probably means every year I would have had to buy a new pair, and they would have been crap, rubbish to use. You can buy all these little bits for the Velcro separate. So if the spring goes, you can buy a new spring or a new blade. I was in Switzerland a while ago, well, quite a while ago, and I was watching an old man doing this very same job. And I thought, what a waste of time. Now I'm sitting doing it myself. So here we are at the garden centre. Go and get some bits and pieces, some soil, and see what else I've got in there. So radish seeds, rocket, spinach, stinky old hornmeal, 2 bags of seed potatoes, some string, some Californian poppies, some earth, some stuff for the greenhouse, just relatively cheap. Well, I find it become very expensive, this gear. I wanted to get those plastic bags for growing the potatoes in that allotment Dan uses, but they haven't heard of them in Germany yet. So let's get this lot home. So slowly we're back in the greenhouse again. And what I'm doing now is just harvesting this last bit of spinach here. Eat that tonight. And I planted this in November. And it's gone through the winter. I can eat it now. And what I'm going to do is dig all this out, put a bit of fresh soil in there, then sow some more spinach and some radishes. And this goes, just chuck this in with a tomato sauce and that boils down and just adds a bit of colour to it really. Probably some vitamins as well. So what I'll do is just dig the rest up now because I've already snipped off the most of it. There's some radishes that I planted in November too, but as you see they haven't really come. So that's what radishes look like that have been growing over the whole winter, and I don't think they're good. In fact I tried one the other day and they're really woody, so I'll chuck those away and throw it out there. So the only thing that went really well through the whole winter this year, and this is flying frisbees, what's it called, parsley. So I'll just cut it back a bit because where the roots are, there's tons of fresh stuff coming out there, really strong. It's looking really good. Just take some of this old stuff off and give the new stuff a chance to grow. As you can see, all this is all new growth here. That's coming up really good. So if this nice warm sunshine carries on, this will be going like mad again. So if you're watching James, that was a brilliant present you gave me, that. And just get all this brown stringy stuff out. That stuff that's been next to the window got a bit frozen, I think. I'll use some of them bits tonight. So we've got a few fresh greens for tonight. That'll go nice in the spaghetti sauce. Bit of parsley and spinach. And now I'm going to dig this over here and get all this stuff out. See, this soil's not too bad because it's already had 3 seasons of compost and stuff put on there. Just loosen it off a bit. It's a bit dry though because I watered the greenhouse all this winter. So it's 3:30 in the afternoon. Got the door of the greenhouse open and it's 21 degrees in here. I'm starting to sweat a bit just from doing this. It's interesting watching everyone's videos on YouTube, what they're doing. Especially Rick Van Man's swimming pool idea. I think that looks great. Like little water lilies in the polytunnel. The only thing that worries me is about that is getting enough water in there in summer. I wish I could have found some of those plastic potato bags that everyone a lot of people on YouTube seem to use, but it's absolutely traditional here. Potatoes are for planting in the ground, not in plastic bags. So there's no plastic bags. So I might have to buy them online. people just looking at me stupid in the shop. Where do you plant them in the earth, not in bags? Well, that's loosened up a bit there. Now we'll put in some of this stuff. Bio dunger, which is blood and horn, bits of animals turned into pellets. Trouble with that stuff, it stinks a bit. But on the other thing, you can still plant in there and it won't burn the little roots because it's not harsh chemicals. It's still got to break down a bit. So there's a couple of 40-litre bags of sort of medium priced garden earth. See what it looks like. That looks alright. To find a way of getting some sort of wide angle lens in here because it's quite a small greenhouse, so it's hard enough to get the camera far enough away to get the action. So I'm gonna plant some radish here and some spinach behind me. And I've done this 3 years in a row now, the spinach, and it's a fantastic thing to grow if you plant it about now in a greenhouse or a polytunnel. And by the end of April you've got more spinach than you can shake a stick at. So if you like spinach, especially when it's young, it's nice. It can get a bit too strong tasting when it's old, but when it's fresh spring spinach, it's lovely. And here on the back it says, sow in rows, don't just throw it in there like that. Well, that's how I've always done it. So I'm just going to do it the same again this year and just throw it in there. So we'll do about half of this area, or maybe a quarter of this area, just with spinach. Spinach in, I've never had spinach in a tin, but I've heard it's disgusting, but it's a lovely tasting vegetable when it's fresh. And you get a big handful, with a lot of seeds in there. I'll just put a couple of rows of spinach in there, and hi Johnny. So we put a couple of rows of spinach in there, and then when they come up we'll plant a few more, and then a few more. Not spinach, radish, sorry. So that's me done for today. I can give it a break now because got a bit of a twinge in the old back. I've been going at it pretty hard today. Finished all my pruning just about. Cut all my pruning wood up. Pruned an acacia, an apple tree. All the hedges are done, tidied up. I've got some digging to do still for my taters. But now the spinach is in and things can start growing. So have a great day.